You.
Okay, face.
I think we're live.
Hi, everybody.
I think we are live.
Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to Lunchtime Live with Artinian Gems. And we've got a really exotic gem to share with you today. But first, let's just introduce ourselves. I'm David with Artinian Gems, David Artinian. And this is Stephanie Nelson.
Hi.
She is my co-host.
Slash gemologist.
Co-host.
Yeah.
We are broadcasting live from sunny San Diego, where we have our office. And actually, with Artinian Gems, we're based in San Diego, but we have a branch of our company in Eastern Thailand, where we do gem cuttings. We have a family cutting business there, where my brother-in-law, his wife, and her older brother, they take every piece of gem rough that I get from Cambodia or Burma or Sri Lanka or Africa or South America or somewhere, and they turn it into a work of art.
Beautiful work they do.
Yeah.
All of our gems sparkle and have life, not like a lot of the gems that you may see. They're all just gorgeous and beautiful.
I mean, most gems are cut for weight because,
that's right.
The cutters get, they work in sweatshops or whatever, and they are paid by producing weight. So if you get a rough that's 10 carats and you produce a 5 or 6 carat finished gem, you get paid more.
Right.
However, it will not sparkle to the degree that it needs to if it's not cut proportionally. Now, there are special angles a gem needs to be cut at in order to be beautiful because, obviously, you're not wearing weight, you're wearing beauty. I mean, why do people buy gems and jewelry?
For beauty.
Yeah, for the romance, and it makes them feel significant and rich. And you want a gem that pops and sparkles and explodes and makes your friends say, "Oh my gosh, what is on your hand?"
Right.
And so
something you enjoy looking at all the time. It makes you happy.
Yeah. So we focus on cutting our gems to be absolutely magnificent.
Right.
So, but anyway, that gets us onto what gem are we talking about today?
So we are talking about Spinel. So Spinel, in my opinion, does not get enough attention.
No.
It's one of those beautiful gems that comes in all colors. And it comes from actually the same places often that sapphire and ruby come from.
Yeah.
So very interesting. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But also we want to talk about, since Spinel is sourced from like Burma and Sri Lanka in that area, you want to mention that we also give back to that area.
Oh, yeah. I had just highlighted the gemstones, but we'll get onto that in a second. So you've got a sneak peek of some of the spinels that we're looking at. But anyway, one of the most important things to us at Artinian Gems is giving back, not just not damaging the environment or not taking advantage of people.
Right.
It's not how little damage you can do, but it's how much good can you do. And so we take at least 5% of our profits and we donate to charity. One of our favorite charities is the CARES Project. And I'm going to show you just I'm going to share a real quick image of the CARES Project at work. This is our good friend, Aaron Blue. And he's there at the CARES Project, and what they're doing is they're loading. They load trucks and they go around to the communities, and they're dealing right on the border of Burma and Cambodia. And there's a lot of refugees coming in from Burma right now. Plus, they come in anyway because of poverty and government abuse.
Right.
And so what they've been doing is they go around and literally save families. They offer
do such important work.
Oh, it's amazing. And they're raising money for a truck right now because the truck that they have is broken down. And
etc.
If you're looking for a good cause, go to CARES.
The CARESproject.org. .org. Anyway, okay. So back on to what you were showing us. Let's take a sneak peek at these beautiful fire engine red spinels.
So look at the spinels here in this picture. They are absolutely magnificent. What's the most famous color of spinel?
Red.
Red. Yes, red spinel, fire engine red spinel. In fact,
which is super rare.
Yeah. But first of all, let's talk about a couple things of Spinel. I mean,
look at that.
Look
So
at this
that's
piece.
the rough right there.
Yeah,
that is how it comes out of the ground. Isn't that crazy?
This is from Mogok, Myanmar.
Mm-hmm.
And Mogok, Myanmar is the location in what's used to be known as Burma that produced the most famous and valuable rubies of our time.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they're coming out of the same gem-bearing gravels that the ruby comes out of.
And sapphires.
And sapphires come out of. And one of the reasons is that they're kind of a relative.
Mm-hmm. So sapphire is actually aluminum oxide. And then spinel is magnesium aluminum oxide. So very interesting how these gems all kind of, well, a lot of gems are related to each other with the same basic elements.
I bought this piece of rough right here when it came out of the ground at the ruby mine.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. Right from one of the Burmese miners. So we're basically going around buying gems from the miners, and then we cut the gems into works of art. You can see. Look at
that's
this.
gorgeous.
Look at this beautiful red spinel.
And one of the wonderful things about spinel is that naturally it's not very included.
No.
Other gems like emeralds, they come out of the ground and they're often included, but spinels are just one of those rare gems that actually is very clean. So that's one of the advantages to spinel. And then the colors are really strong.
Yeah. Look at this dark red 4-carat spinel from Myanmar, from Mogok.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
beautiful.
Spinel comes from a number of different locations. And let's we'll just show you a few of the locations. Oh, by the way, if you've joined us today, let us know where you're joining us from. And if you have questions, let us know what your thoughts are. And so, but in the meantime, here's a map of the world. And this map of the world has some of the locations. You can see right here in green, this is Burma right there in Southeast Asia. It's the north central area. Mogok is where it comes from.
Yeah.
You can see the little island off the coast of India. That is Sri Lanka. I go there a couple times a year. I've done it for many years. And in the gem-bearing gravels that produce blue sapphires and alexandrites and garnets and other gems, they'll find the spinel. Another famous place is in Tanzania, where you get a beautiful orangish red spinel from there. And then finally, and I've never been to this place, is Tajikistan. Tajikistan is famous for
large spinels.
Yeah, large spinel.
And then Vietnam as well.
Vietnam,
in the Lucien Valley.
Yeah, the Vietnam here. It's not high lit, but you can see it's right up there in North Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about a couple of famous spinel.
Yes. So there's a couple of really big famous spinels. One of them you may have heard of, which is called the Black Prince's Ruby.
Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. So back when they discovered it, oh my goodness, I want to say it's like 1400s. They believed it was a ruby. And they didn't have any way of telling that it was any other gem. Mm-hmm. They didn't really know much about gems. So every red gem was a ruby, every blue gem was a sapphire. And so that was basically kind of it. They didn't have any way of testing it. And then I believe around the 1600s is when they discovered that it was in fact a spinel. It was something totally different than ruby.
Yeah.
And my guess is that they did a specific gravity test.
So they did some kind of test, and then they were able to tell the difference. And until then, all red gems were rubies, and green gems were emeralds.
Right. So that red stone above that big diamond is actually the Black Prince's Ruby, which is a spinel.
And it was given to the crown. It was given to England by a Moorish king, back in the 1300s. For helping one of the British.
With a battle.
Yeah, with a battle. And so there it sits, the Black Prince's Ruby in the imperial crown jewels of England. Probably the most famous one, I don't think we have a picture of it here, is one that's in the crown jewels of Iran. And that is actually the largest spinel in the world.
Are you talking about the Timur ruby?
Yes, the Timor ruby.
Yeah, we have a picture of that one too.
Let's check it out.
This one here, there it is.
Timor.
So it has actually a Persian inscription on it. So very interesting.
Totally amazing. I mean, you can see how it's like natural, barely shaped. This was long before faceting.
They didn't even know how to facet. They just polished the gems and that was it.
Polish them a little bit and there it is. And it's a massive, massive spinel.
Oh, we do have a question from Ben. Thank you, Ben, for joining us. What other colors do spinel come in? That's a great question.
Yeah, let's make sure we got we have the turntable highlight. We've talked a little bit about reds. Let's look at another one here, and let's look at this. This is also a natural uncut crystal.
Look at that, very cool. So this is a complete crystal, which is very rare to find. And this one is actually kind of like a eggplant purple, like a soft eggplant purple. Very pretty.
Look at that. This was coming out of the ground just like this. It's very glassy. Amazing. The shape of a spinel is similar to that of a diamond. It's an octahedral.
Yes, octahedral.
Isn't that amazing? That's another.
So garnets is also come in that shape.
Right.
So Ben, to answer your question, purple's another color, and then we have pink. Hello, pink. So the trace elements that actually give the colors of violet and pink are actually a mixture of chromium and iron.
And people often wonder, okay, well, also, how much do these cost? Now, this is a carat 31 pink spinel. This one sells for about $1,380.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can see
very reasonable.
Yeah, it's very reasonable.
That pink is so pretty. It's like a peachy pink almost.
Yeah. And this a carat 18 red here. Red is the most valuable color. Red is a valuable color and rare color in nature.
And you can see how like people automatically assume that it's ruby, but it's just so pretty. And spinel is really a great stone to wear. It's an 8 on the Mohs scale, so very durable. It wears really well, and it's naturally eye clean. Like you can see how beautiful that stone is. It doesn't have many inclusions at all.
And this one here is only 2,360. So it kind of gives you an idea. Now, when you jump up to a larger size, as in this 4 carat.
Oh my God, that thing is amazing.
Yeah. This is 34,700 and some change. So I mean, it's completely.
So 34,000. So yeah.
But imagine if that was if that was a ruby.
But that is super rare.
If that was a 4 carat ruby, you'd be,
probably dope.
Yeah. You'd be in the
wow. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So there you go.
Based on the color. Now there's one more color of spinel that's super popular right now.
Ooh, that gray. So
spinel.
Yes.
This one has a tint of blue in it.
So this one is most likely the trace element that gives it that color is probably iron. Iron gives that blues, those muted blues. Of course, the famous, intense bright blue is cobalt, actually, is the trace element for that.
Yes. And I don't have any currently in stock. We've had it before, but it is a very popular and radiant, extremely radiant color.
Very, very rare.
Do we have any other questions? Who else has a question?
Oh, Michelle actually has a question. Can you set the rough crystal?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
People are setting rough crystal all the time, and they're taking the rough and they're doing a few different things with it. They're taking that rough spinel crystal, and sometimes they'll wrap it
with a gold wire.
They'll take a gold wire.
Yeah.
They'll put it in a ring. They set it in a very earthy looking mounting.
Organic
looking mounting.
Right. Well, because it's an organic piece, right? It's direct from the ground, hasn't been polished or anything. So, and the fact that it just comes naturally in such an awesome shape. Yeah. I mean,
just like the Black Princess ruby and the Timor ruby.
They were just polished.
They set them right in there. In fact, many of the medieval jewels are not faceted. They're just set.
Polished and
they're just set. Yes.
Very cool.
So because they're just so beautiful and interesting.
Yes. And vibrant. I mean, Spinel is known for their vibrant colors.
Exactly.
So that's any other questions that we have. Neat. Thanks. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So we've looked at the mining locations. What other neat facts? So Spinel is rather, it's not a heavy gem. Ruby is heavier. And so that's probably one of the tests that they could do back in the 1600s to tell the difference between ruby and Spinel. And it's really hard, great for everyday wear. Oh, look at that beauty.
You know, because the octahedral nature of the crystal, unlike ruby and sapphire, rounds are more common. This is a really beautiful, it's just a fabulous round. A carat 70. This one retails for $6,990.
Sorry, $6,990. Oh, okay.
I mean, Spinel, Spinel used to be fairly inexpensive, but because ruby has gone through the roof in price, it has become, it's just pulled
Spinel
right up behind ruby as far as the price. Now, when I go to the mountains of Myanmar or I go to these places, it is highly prized now. Now, a lot of these mining areas are not producing like they used to because they're having to dig deeper. They're having to go, it's more expensive for extraction. Because they've been mining them for hundreds and in some cases, like in the case of Burma, 2,000 years or more.
Yeah, Spinels have been around a long time. We've known about them for a long time.
Yeah,
and it's one of those gems that in areas like Burma, which is an area of unrest, like they're not doing much mining right now. Yeah, and then of course COVID has also played an impact too.
Yeah. But we do have a good selection for you. Now, one of the things that often people like to do now, if you're a gem lover and you're watching and you're not in the jewelry business, you can reach out to us, and what we can do is connect you with a retailer in your area. We can show you gems on the turntable. You can schedule an appointment, and we can pull in one of our jewelry store partners, and we can show you the gems. Now, if you're a retailer and you see value in what we're doing here, you can actually bring your clients in. We can schedule a meeting, and we can show the gems to them live, just like we're showing now. And we can help you present then they can fall in love with the gem. Then we can send them to your store. Your client can come in and look at them, for their final approval and payment.
Right.
So, do we have any other questions about Spinel? So
let me take a look and see if we have any other questions.
And also, if you've joined us, tell us where you're joining us from.
Yes, we would love to hear from you. Okay, so what color?
What else?
So we discussed the other colors that they come in. They come in blues, teal kind of color,
gray,
purples, pinks, reds, orangey reds.
Yes, it can come in more of a kind of a medium blue color, but that's not very often. Anyway, if you would like to know more information about Spinel or any other gems.
It doesn't have to be
if you're born in August, you have two birthstones.
This is your birthstone.
You've got Spinel and you've got peridot. So if you love reds, you can claim this gem.
And this is a great gem. Like if you're looking for a red gem, something that's durable, and if you love round, then maybe you want to consider a Spinel instead of a ruby because it's just easier to find a red round Spinel.
Exactly.
And it's going to last just as well.
Yeah, it'll last really well.
Yeah. So it's a great alternative too.
Right. So if you want to reach out to us, you can go to our website, artiniangems.com. We have a YouTube channel, Artinian Gems on YouTube. We also have Facebook
Live, Facebook. You can reach us there.
You can call us.
That always works.
Yeah, that always works. You go
858-679-7633.
You go to our website. All of our information is on there, email and everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is not a scientific study into Spinel. We're talking, sharing some of the beautiful gems from our gem hunting trips. And we're just here to serve you, support you as you look for gems for your legacy piece, for your fun jewelry, your engagement ring, your anniversary ring, or whatever.
Okay. And I think we have one more question. So let's see. I'm sorry. I apologize for the delay here. Is Spinel robust enough for a ring?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, and thank you, Ben, for joining us from Southern California and Carmel Valley. Very cool. So yes, absolutely. A Spinel in a ring is a great choice. It's harder than most gems, and it will, wear really well in a ring or any type of jewelry you'd like to put it in.
Right. So just you can wear Spinel. It's fun. You wear it with pride. You don't have to worry so much about it being scratched or destroyed.
Right.
And we have an announcement to make. And that is about next week.
Oh, yes. This is very fun. So hopefully you guys will love it and join us. Next week, we are moving our lunchtime live, and it's going to be Gem Happy Hour.
Yeah, we are going to move to what time?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock Central.
Central time.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
No.
What time?
We're doing 3 o'clock our time.
3 o'clock. I get mixed
7 o'clock, 6 o'clock East Coast time, 5 o'clock Central
time. So if you are in Central time, it's happy 5 o'clock happy hour. If you're in Eastern, it's 6 o'clock happy hour. If you are in California, then it's
3 o'clock happy
because
hour.
In California, we start happy hour early.
We're just happy all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we hope to see you, and we'll be making a ruby drink.
A ruby drink
to go with the rubies that we are showing. So hopefully everybody can join us.
Yeah. Next week we'll be talking about
Look out
ruby.
for that. All right. Hope to see you then. See you next week. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And have a great week.
And we'll see you soon.